Coming up on tonight's broadcast, OSU Career Fair returns, ESPN fires a staff member following a racial slur, and a riot at a Mexican prison leads to the escape of 30 inmates. All that and more right here on the Beaver News. Good evening and happy President's Day. Welcome to your Monday night edition of the Beaver News. We're glad to have you with us. I'm Courtney Cossette.
And I'm Kim Stowell. On Thursday, the Memorial Union Ballroom hosted the 22nd annual Recycled Fashion Show put on by the OSU Fashion Organization. The event featured 56 designers that had created 66 different looks, all styled using recycled or repurposed materials. The event was coordinated by student designers Sharon Gutierrez and Thea Matos. As one of the many designers that also modeled, Charlie Rose had this to say about her designs, quote, "My garments were inspired by used denim. I did a boy look and a girl look, and they're supposed to be trendy hipsters," end quote. Garments ranged from a dress made of window screens and playing cards to a more conventional cocktail look made from dryer sheets and gold spray paint. Proceeds from the event helped fund the Recycled Fashion Show and other events put on by the OSU Fashion Organization throughout the year.
A recent graduate from Oregon State University has made it into the top 42 contestants of the hit show American Idol. Haley Johnson graduated in the fall and entered the American Idol contest in Portland. While at OSU, Johnson was involved in the group Divine and was part of the Glee Club. Gwen Shaw of the Daily Barometer reports that viewings of the rest of the season will take place in the Memorial Union Commons with big screens and large speakers, where you can join other Oregon State students and fans cheer on Johnson. These viewings will start on Wednesday, February 22nd at 8 p.m. and will be held every Wednesday and Thursday night at the same time, as well as a special episode on Tuesday on the 28th, which is American Idol's 400th episode. Now we go to reporter Cody Lawrence with his weekly Questions in the Quad segment.
I am Cody Lawrence, and I'm doing Questions in the Quad. Today's question, what do you do with all of your free time on your rainy days? I am here with Ben. Ben, what do you do with your rainy days during winter term?
I bike, and if I'm not biking, then I'm on the computer.
So you're braving the weather anyway?
Yeah, sort of cross my fingers, and I get wet, I get wet.
Very cool. True Oregonian right there. Thank you for your time. I'm here with Nikki. Nikki, what do you do with your rainy days during winter term?
Well, today I decided to volunteer and hand out some flyers for the blood drive, so I'm trying to spread, the charity around.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
With your free time during winter term?
I like to go to the gym, Dixon, to work out, go running. I actually like the rain a little bit, having grown up here in Oregon, so I don't mind being outside so much, and I like to go hiking as well.
Very cool. Little liquid sunshine, little rain, never hurt anybody. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
I'm here with Kristen. Kristen, what do you do with your free time during winter term?
With my free time during winter term, I get really involved with my sorority. Right now we're having a coin drive for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I do other community service projects with my sorority.
That's very cool. Try it out, doing the good work. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cody. Start polishing your resumes because the Oregon State University Winter Career Fair is going on tomorrow. Hosted by the OSU Career Services, the Career Fair will take place in the CH2M Hill Alumni Center from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Some of the companies in attendance include CH2M Hill, the FBI, Google, HP, Microsoft, the Peace Corps, and Georgia Pacific, among many others. In addition to the usual companies in attendance, this year Career Services has also included several green businesses to be showcased at the Career Fair. The engineering-specific fair will be on Wednesday, February 23rd in the same location. If you can't make it to this term's fair, not to worry because they are put on each term by Career Services.
In celebration of Black History Month, Soul Food Cafe, located in McNary Dining Hall, will be hosting a special dinner this Wednesday night where you can join them in taking a journey in culture and cuisine. According to the university, this year's menu will include items such as carved Virginia ham, southern fried chicken, tofu creole, collard greens, fried okra, bananas Foster, and New Orleans-style beignets. Food will be served from 5 p.m. until 7 p.m. and cost is $8 at the door, or you can purchase your ticket in advance at any UHDS dining center. We now go to reporter Brittany Mangold with a story on the OSU Blood Drive.
Hi, I'm Brittany Mangold, and I'm here at the MU Ballroom where this OSU Blood Drive is underway, and it's sponsored by the Blood Drive Association here on campus. And right now it's Monday, but the blood drive goes through Thursday, and it starts at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day. So I'm here now with Miss Oregon, Caroline McGowan, who is a current OSU student, but just taking a break to fulfill her duties. So Caroline, what brought you here to the OSU campus blood drive today?
Well, I am the official spokesperson for the American Red Cross this year, and so I've been working with the Red Cross all year, and they invited me to come out today, and how can I not support my favorite campus? Well, what my job is just to go and talk to people, let them know that we're really thankful for their donation, and sometimes people just need an extra person to talk to, make them feel comfortable. That's what's most important.
I'm here with Grant Huber, senior at OSU, and the interesting thing about Grant is that he is a blood drive veteran because he's donated blood 20 times. So Grant, what keeps you coming back to donate?
I enjoy donating because it helps other people, and my day is just going rough. It always makes me feel better to know that I'm helping somebody else.
So Kelly, just tell us a little bit about the importance and significance of this blood drive that OSU has each term.
Well, Oregon State has a blood drive every term, so fall, winter, spring, and summer. And the blood drives here are the largest in the Pacific Northwest, so we bring in a lot of blood supply, which is just fantastic because there's always a constant need.
This is Rebecca, a junior in zoology, who actually helped me out earlier today when I donated blood. So Rebecca, tell me, why did you decide to come down and volunteer today?
Well, since I can't donate blood because I'm low in iron, I thought that volunteering here would be a good way to help out with the Red Cross. And yeah, because I've always wanted to donate blood, but since I can't, I found out that you can volunteer here, and so I thought that was a good way to help out. I was escorting you, and that means that I just help you out if you're feeling a little warm. I can give you like a wet towel or something like that, and then when you're all done, I take you to the room where there's a bunch of food and stuff, make sure you don't faint on the way or something like that. And so if you don't want to get involved with blood directly, well, not directly, but being next to the blood like I was, you can go to, there's other ways that you can help the people get their food afterwards, so.
Well, all I know is, Rebecca, you made me feel 100% more comfortable today donating, so thank you so much. This has been Brittany Mangold reporting live from the OSU Blood Drive at the Memorial Union.
Thank you, Brittany. As the month-long OSU Food Drive winds to a close, organizers are hoping that they will have been able to raise 580,000 pounds of food, beating last year's total of 451,000 pounds. Anna Bienvenida reports that each year the Lynn Benton Food Share distributes 5 million pounds of food to 74 nonprofits in Lynn Benton counties, which includes emergency food pantries, soup kitchens, and emergency shelters. Oregon State and the Lynn Benton Food Share have collaborated together for years, and the Food Share relies on the OSU Food Drive for approximately a quarter of the donations for a given year. Mike Gibson, the organization's director, had this to say about the importance of finding solutions to food insecurity. Quote, "It has gotten a lot worse in the last 3.5 years. Just this year alone, we are serving 11% more people. Last year, agencies distributed 43,500 food boxes, while soup kitchens and shelters served 261,000 meals in just 2 county areas," end quote. In addition to non-perishable foods, the Food Share also accepts cash donations, where they are able to turn every dollar into 6 pounds of food. The goal total, 580,000 pounds, would equal 14,500 food boxes for those in need. We are heading into our first short break, but don't go anywhere because when we return, we will have a sports update and a look at news around the nation. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the Beaver News right here on Channel 26. Mark your calendars for March 9th because you aren't going to want to miss this. Too Short will be performing a special concert at Benton Fairgrounds here in Corvallis, with all proceeds from the concert benefiting the family of former Oregon State student-athlete Fred Thompson. Thompson was in his freshman year here at Oregon State when he died a sudden death at just 19 years old. Thompson was playing basketball at Dixon Recreation Center when he collapsed and was later pronounced dead at Good Samaritan Hospital. Thompson was a defensive tackle for the Beavers football team and was expected to compete for a starting role this coming season. The event is being jointly put on by several members of the OSU Greek community as well as local businesses. Too Short has over 30 years of experience in the entertainment industry that includes 19 albums, 10 of which have earned gold and/or platinum plaques. The concert is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. and attendees can purchase tickets for $25 at the door or get their tickets ahead of time for $15 at ticketsoregon.com. We now go to a look at weather with Courtney Becker.
Good evening, Corvallis. Tonight I have your 5-day forecast. Tonight, expect to see a low of 46 degrees with some moderate rain carrying out through the night. On Tuesday, the rain continues with a high of 54 degrees during the day and a low of 46 degrees at night. On Wednesday, expect to see another wet day with a high of 52 degrees and a low of 34 degrees at night. On Thursday, we have a brief break from the rain with a high of 50 degrees during the day and a low of 34 at night. And finally, on Friday, expect some cloud cover with a high of 54 degrees during the day and a low of 37 degrees at night. That's your 5-day forecast for this evening. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Courtney. Angelique Angel White, an oceanographer from Oregon State University, received a 2012 Sloan Research Fellowship from the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation. Fellowships were awarded to the top 126 researchers in the United States and Canada. White is an assistant professor in OSU's College of Earth, Ocean, and Atmospheric Sciences, whose work focuses on ocean productivity and phytoplankton's physiology. She also has studied the Pacific Ocean garbage patch, a huge collection of plastic trapped in the Guerrillas of the West Coast. Sloan Fellowship provide $50,000 over 2 years for equipment, technical assistance, professional travel, trainee support, and other activities supporting the fellows' research. Paul Joskow, the president of the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, says, Today's Sloan Research Fellows are tomorrow's Nobel Prize winners.
Many of you are probably aware that today is President's Day, but did you also know that February 20th is National Cherry Pie Day? In addition to hosting more well-known holidays and being Black History Month, February is also both National Cherry Month and Great American Pie Month. So it seems very fitting that cherry pies would get their own special day. This day should be of particular interest to OSU students as well because it was our very own former professor, Ernest H. Wiegand, that invented the maraschino cherry back in 1931. So in case you need an excuse to dig into a slice of dessert tonight, just say you're doing it to celebrate the holiday and OSU history.
Three people were killed on Sunday in an avalanche that struck near a ski resort in the state of Washington. Sergeant Cindy West said that the avalanche occurred around noon local time just outside of the ski proper area of Stevens Pass Ski Resort in the Cascade Mountains. West had originally reported 8 people were missing, but later stated the other 5 had been found. Heavy snowfall has been falling in the area recently, and a Sunday post on the resort's website reported that more than 2 feet of snow fell throughout the night on Saturday.
2 gorillas in the Kansas City Zoo were able to get loose on Sunday, forcing a lockdown. Though the public was never in any serious danger, zoo officials were initially unsure of how the gorillas would react to the 2 zookeepers in their vicinity. CNN reports that the incident lasted a total of 3 hours until employees used water hoses to force the animals back into their secure enclosure at about 5:45 p.m. There were approximately 1,800 visitors at the zoo during the time of the lockdown. Though they were able to leave the secure area they had been confined to after about 45 minutes following an assessment of the situation. It is currently unknown how the gorillas got out of their enclosure to begin with, though the zoo has promised a full investigation. It is now time for our final break of the evening, but we will have a look at more of your national and international stories in just a minute.
Welcome back to the Beaver News, live on Channel 26. The ESPN employee who was responsible for writing an offensive headline about basketball sensation Jeremy Lin has been let go. CNN reports the headline has a racial slur potentially referencing Lin's ethnicity, following the New York Knicks' 89-85 loss Friday night to the New Orleans Hornets that ended the team's season-high winning streak. The ESPN headline was only up for 35 minutes before being removed, but the damage was already done. The network apologized Saturday and said it was, quote, engaged in a thorough review, end quote. Lin addressed the controversy during a news conference Sunday following the Knicks' 104-97 win over the Dallas Mavericks, saying that he did not think the headline was intentional. The network also gave a 30-day suspension to anchor Max Bretos for using the phrase on air, saying,
very well, as you said, unflappable, but if there is a chink in the armor, where can Lin improve his game?
ESPN has since apologized to Lin and the Asian American community.
New restrictions and curfews in place over the Mardi Gras weekend in the French Quarter of New Orleans have resulted in almost 200 arrests. CNN reports that the police were enforcing a curfew of 8 p.m. for any individuals under 16 not accompanied by a guardian. The new curfew regulations apply 7 days a week, but only in the French Quarter. Other areas of the city will continue to enforce an 11 p.m. curfew for those under 16, a rule that was already in place. New Orleans City Council members unanimously passed the curfew change in January, though it did not come without controversy. Some argue that the new restrictions unfairly target African American neighborhoods. Still, New Orleans Police Commander Jeffrey Walls supports the change, saying, quote, "It keeps the kids safe. This is an adult entertainment area. It's not like Disney World. There's really no reason for kids to be out after 8 o'clock unsupervised," end quote. Out of 816 total Mardi Gras-related arrests so far this year, 170 have been curfew-related, proving that police, at least, are taking the curfew very seriously.
44 people died on Sunday and 30 inmates escaped during a riot that broke out in Nuevo León, Mexico. CNN reports that inmates took a guard hostage as clashes broke out while some other prisoners set mattresses ablaze, sending a column of smoke rising above the facility, according to state security spokesman Jorge Domain. It was unclear what caused the clashes, which occurred in a part of the prison where most inmates were serving time for federal drug trafficking offenses. Authorities are offering a reward of 10 million pesos, which is approximately 785,000 American dollars, for information leading to the missing prisoners. Preliminary reports indicate the escapees were members of Zeta's drug cartel.
Thousands of travelers have been unexpectedly grounded after Air Australia ran out of funds and canceled all flights on Friday. In a joint statement released Friday, the company said it, quote, "It appears that there are no funds available to meet operational expenses, so flights will be suspended immediately," end quote. This has left about 4,000 passengers without a lot of options in Hawaii, Thailand, Indonesia, and Australia. CNN reports that Air Australia had sold about 100,000 tickets for future flights, but with no indication when the airline might resume operations, those tickets could end up worthless, except for in certain cases where appropriate insurance was purchased.
A South Korean court sentenced 2 teenagers to prison Monday after they admitted bullying a school classmate until he committed suicide. Both teenagers were only 15 years old and now face at least 3 years in prison. CNN reports that beginning in April 2011, the two forced the victim to play online games on their behalf, took the game winnings, and beat him frequently. The teens also admitted to taking food from the victim's home, pushing his head into the sink, and forcing him to eat biscuits off the ground. The victim killed himself by jumping off a building last December, naming his assailants in a suicide note. The incident sent shockwaves across the country and led to police and prosecutors cracking down on school bullying. The parents of the bullied students, who are both school teachers, filed suit earlier this month against the school, its head teacher, its principal, and both of the convicted middle school students, the parents of the middle school students. And now to Alex Crawford with a look at OSU athletics.
Basketball dropped to 5-10 in Pac-12 play over the weekend, losing on the road 87-82 against Stanford on Thursday and 77-63 Saturday afternoon against California. Saturday's loss marks the fourth straight defeat for the Beavers. Devon Collier led the team on Saturday with 14 points and a career-high 11 rebounds, but it wasn't enough to stop a highly energized California team on their senior day. Oregon State returns home to play the Oregon Ducks in the 337th Civil War Series at 4:30 p.m. this Sunday, February 26th. Student tickets are available today through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Gill Coliseum main ticket office, room 107. The women's basketball team was also unable to earn any wins this weekend, losing both of their home matches. After being crushed 78-45 by Stanford on Thursday, the Lady Beavers were unable to keep up with Cal, ending the game and their senior night with a final score of 75-68. Relicia Marchbanks is the team's sole graduating senior. Saturday was also the team's annual Pink Out game to support Project Her and their work with breast cancer awareness and treatment. The number 8 OSU gymnastics team continued their unbeaten season on Friday, tying number 7 UCLA for the top spot with scores of 196.775. Michaela Stambaugh and Leslie Mack finished first and second in the all-around with scores of 39.425 and 39.400 respectively. For the second straight week, Mack scored a 9.95 on the beam, which included a perfect 10 from one judge and resulted in a standing ovation from the audience. They are ranked number 3 in the nation on the floor, but a few uncharacteristic missteps allowed the Bruins to regain some ground and finish with a tie. This was just the second official tie in the past 15 years for the team. Friday's match also served as a Pink Out event for the gymnastics team. Oregon State remains at home next Friday, February 24th, when the Beavers host number 14 Boise State in a dual meet. In the baseball's first series of the season, they were able to take 3 home wins out of 4 against UC Santa Barbara. The wins were enough to move the team up 2 spots in Baseball America's rankings to number 21. The sole loss came after Game 2 was called after 8 innings due to darkness. The team will continue playing on the road this weekend in the San Diego State Tournament, where they'll be taking on Pacific University, Kansas State, and of course, San Diego State.
That's all the news we have for you tonight, but be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for more of your local, national, and international news right here on KBVR. Have a good night.